English Podcast Official, hosted by Ram.
And you're Sia. Welcome back to English Podcast Official. My name is Ram. And I'm Sia. We are so glad you're here with us today.
Sia, I have a question to start us off today.
I'm all ears.
Have you ever been learning something new and felt so frustrated that you seriously, truly just wanted to quit?
Oh, absolutely. I think that feeling is a mandatory part of any worthwhile journey, isn't it?
It really is. It's a sign you're pushing your boundaries.
A sign you care.
Tell me about it. What specific memory comes to mind for you?
For me, it was a sound. A specific, tiny sound in the English language.
I think I know where this is going. Let me guess. The th sound.
The one and only, the infamous TH. I would practice words like three or thoughtful in front of the mirror for hours.
Trying to get your tongue in the right place, just like the teachers say.
Exactly. But no matter what I did, only a D or T sound would come out. I felt so clumsy and uncoordinated.
That feeling of your mouth not cooperating with your brain is the worst. It feels like a betrayal.
It got to a point where I would actually avoid words with TH in them in conversations. I would rephrase entire sentences just to avoid the embarrassment.
So it wasn't just a sound, it was affecting your confidence to speak freely?
Completely. And deep down, a little voice started to say, maybe you should just stop trying so hard. You'll never get it.
That little voice can be so loud. That feeling of hitting a wall is so real. I've been there.
What was your wall, Ram? What was your TH sound?
Mine was made of wood and steel strings, the guitar, and one single chord, the F major.
Ooh, I've heard that one is a nightmare for beginners. The bar chord, right?
The very one. You have to press one finger across all 6 strings, and for weeks, all I heard was this horrible, buzzing, muted sound.
And your fingers just ache. They feel weak.
They were raw, and my patience was even more raw. I would watch videos of people switching to it so smoothly, and I would just sit there, pressing with all my might.
It's just like my th sound. You see other people do it effortlessly, and it makes you feel like there's something wrong with you.
Exactly. And I remember one night, I put the guitar down, and the thought was so clear. I'm not made for this. I should just quit.
And that feeling, that powerful, overwhelming desire to give up, that's exactly why we're here today.
That's right. This episode is not about pretending those hard days don't exist, because they are very, very real.
It's about what to do when they show up. Today, we are talking about how to improve your English even on the days you want to quit. A gentle, motivational musical sting plays briefly. So, Ram, where do we begin when that wave of frustration hits and the motivation is at zero?
The first step is the most counterintuitive one. You don't fight. You don't force.
So what do?
You simply acknowledge your feelings.
Yes, you give them permission to be there. You don't pretend you're not frustrated or tired.
Because fighting your own feelings is exhausting. It takes up all the energy you could be using for something else. It's like trying to hold a big beach ball underwater.
It takes so much effort, and what happens the moment you lose focus?
It shoots up out of the water with even more force than before.
That's exactly what happens with frustration or disappointment. The more you push it down, the more explosively it comes back later.
So just be honest with yourself. Take a breath and say, wow, I feel really unmotivated today, and that is okay.
Just naming the feeling, giving it a label, takes away so much of its scary, undefined power. It makes it feel less overwhelming.
And this is key. Acknowledging the feeling isn't the same as giving into it. It's not admitting defeat.
It's an act of honesty, an act of self-awareness. You're just treating yourself with the kindness you'd show a dear friend who was struggling.
Okay, so once you've been kind and honest with yourself, what's next? You've acknowledged you feel like quitting. Now what?
Because it can feel impossible to do anything from that place. The tank feels empty.
And that's why you don't try to do something big. That brings us to our second point. Small steps are still progress.
I love that phrasing. Don't demand a marathon from yourself on a day when you can barely walk.
Think of it this way. Your goal on a bad day is not to learn. It's just to maintain momentum. You do that with one tiny step. We call them micro actions.
What does a micro action look like for a discouraged English learner? Give us some concrete ideas.
Don't have the energy for a full grammar lesson? Fine. Can you listen to one 3-minute English song and just enjoy it?
Or can you read just one paragraph of a news article? Not the whole thing, just one paragraph.
Let's go even smaller. Can you take a sticky note and label one object in your room? Just write the word window and stick it on the window. That's it.
What about opening your vocabulary app and reviewing just one word? Not 10, not 20, just one.
Yes. The goal is to make the action so easy that it feels almost ridiculous not to do it.
It's so smart because it keeps the chain of consistency going. It protects your habit.
So instead of a day where you did nothing, you have a day where you did something small. You showed up for yourself, and that is a victory.
But what if you've lost that deeper sense of motivation? You might think, why bother even labeling the window?
And that question, why, is the most powerful question you can ask. It holds the answer.
That leads perfectly to tip number 3, reconnect with your why.
Your why is your core reason for starting this journey. It's the emotional fuel in your tank. When the tank is empty, you have to find the fuel source.
Don't just think about it vaguely. Get a pen and paper and write it down. Why did you start learning English? And don't write a generic answer like, for a better job. Be specific. Be emotional.
What are some of those deep, specific reasons, Ram? I want to be able to understand my grandchildren when they talk about their lives in Canada, and I want to laugh at their jokes in real time.
I want to get the promotion to team leader at my company, and leading international meetings in English is the only thing holding me back.
I want to watch my favorite movies and feel the full emotional impact of the actor's words without reading subtitles.
When you read a sentence like that, it does something to your heart, doesn't it?
It completely shifts your focus. It takes you away from the frustrating obstacle and reminds you of the beautiful destination.
Put that why on a sticky note on your bathroom mirror. Let it be the first thing you see in the morning. Let it be your anchor.
Now, sometimes the problem isn't a deep lack of motivation, it's just plain boredom. The well is dry.
Yes, the routine becomes monotonous. The same app, the same textbook, the same exercises. It feels like a chore.
Which brings us to our fourth tip, and this is a fun one. Make it fun and varied.
This is where you give yourself permission to play. Learning doesn't just happen at a desk, it happens in life.
If your current method is making you want to quit, then your method is the problem, not you. It's time to change the method. Do you love to cook? Find a simple recipe on a blog or YouTube in English. Follow along. You'll learn words like chop, stir, preheat, simmer.
And at the end, you have a delicious meal. It's a win-win. You've practiced English and you fed yourself. Or do you love sports? Watch the highlights of a game with English commentary. Try to shadow the commentator for just 1 or 2 sentences.
He passes the ball. He shoots. What a goal! It can be silly and simple.
Or what about video games? So many modern games are story-driven. Change the language to English and play a chapter. You're learning through narrative.
The goal is to connect English to something you already love. You're attaching the new habit to an existing passion.
It stops feeling like work and starts feeling like play. It reminds you that English is a living, breathing thing.
But what about when you're truly exhausted, when even a fun activity feels like too much effort?
When your mind just feels full, like a sponge that can't absorb another drop. That's our fifth and final tip, and it is absolutely crucial. You need to rest and recharge.
And it is so important to understand the difference between resting and quitting. They are not the same thing.
Quitting is a destination. It's saying, I'm stopping forever. Resting is a strategy. It's saying, I'm pausing so I'll have the strength to continue.
A tired mind cannot learn effectively. Pushing through exhaustion leads to burnout, and burnout is the main reason people quit for good.
So what does healthy, productive rest look like for an English learner?
It means switching from active, focused study to passive, low-pressure exposure.
So instead of doing grammar drills,
You put on a gentle English TV show in the background while you fold laundry.
or you listen to a podcast like this one while you go for a walk. There's no test, no pressure to understand every single word.
The goal is simply to let the sounds and the rhythm of the language wash over you. It keeps you in the English world without demanding anything from you.
It's telling your brain it's okay to take a break. You've earned it. A day of rest can make you come back the next day feeling refreshed and motivated again. These are such powerful and kind strategies. And as we've been talking, we've used some wonderful vocabulary.
We have indeed. So it's time to invite our vocabulary guide, Maruti, to help us understand some of these keywords a little bit better.
Welcome, Maruti.
Hello, Ram. Hello, Sia. And hello to all of our wonderful listeners. Let's look closely at 10 key words from today's discussion. Acknowledge. Meaning, to accept or admit the existence or truth of something. Example, acknowledge your frustration. It's the first step. Unmotivated. Meaning, not having enthusiasm or a reason for doing something. Example, it's okay to feel unmotivated on some days. Progress. Meaning, forward or onward movement toward a destination or goal. Example, even a small step forward is still progress. Reconnect. Meaning, to connect again, to re-establish a bond or link. Example, reconnect with your why to find motivation. Varied. Meaning, incorporating a number of different types or elements, showing variety. Example, a varied study plan with songs and movies keeps it interesting. Recharge. Meaning, to restore energy or power, to refill. Example, take a short break to recharge your mind. Consistent. Meaning, acting or done in the same way over time. Example, consistent daily practice is the key to learning. Discouraged. Meaning, having lost confidence or enthusiasm, disheartened. Example, don't get discouraged by difficult lessons. Manageable. Meaning, able to be controlled or dealt with without difficulty. Example, break big goals into smaller, manageable tasks. Persevere. Meaning, to continue in a course of action even in the face of difficulty. Example, you must persevere through the difficult moments. That is all for our vocabulary today. I hope these words empower you. Back to you, Ram and Sia.
Thank you so much, Maruti. That clarity is always so helpful.
Before we close our episode today, we want to leave you all with one final thought. A small gift.
It's an emotional reflection prompt. The goal is to turn your attention from pressure to self-compassion. So sometime today, find a quiet moment, take a breath,
And just ask yourself this one question. What is one small, kind thing I can do for myself in my English practice today?
The benefit of this question is that it forces you to think like a friend to yourself, not a strict teacher.
Maybe the kind thing is to rest. Maybe it's to review an old lesson you're good at to build confidence. Maybe it's to try one of those fun activities we talked about.
Whatever your answer is, know that it is valid. It is the perfect answer for you today, and it is enough.
Uplifting, hopeful music begins to fade in softly. So, as we finish, please remember the main takeaway from our conversation today. Those difficult days, the days you want to quit, they are not a sign of failure.
They are a sign that you are being brave. They are a sign that you are challenging yourself, and that is where all real growth happens.
So, please be gentle with yourself on this long journey.
Think of yourself as a gardener. You can't force a flower to grow by yelling at it or pulling on it. You have to give it the right conditions: sunlight, water, and patience.
You are both the gardener and the garden. You have to provide the right, kind conditions for yourself to grow.
Your effort is beautiful. You're doing a great job, especially when you feel like you're not.
Thank you for joining us on the English Podcast Official. Keep showing up for yourself.
And don't forget to like and subscribe for daily English practice.
And keep being kind to yourself.